to feed the American people. He is not trying to deal with the healthcare crisis. And he literally was being led around a ballroom by the Japanese Prime Minister last night in the apparent confusion that he himself is unable to perform the duties as the duly elected president. So I have to say, I'm disturbed to hear that this is even a story, as most of our country is literally in crisis right now.
So I actually do have questions for you about the cuts to the SNAP program and the fact that 42 million Americans will not have food stamp coverage as of Saturday. And we covered it yesterday, and I covered it earlier today, and I'm going to cover it tomorrow as well. But this is a report from the House Oversight Committee, the majority, and I talked to the chairman of the committee, who suggested that more legislation would be needed to outline exactly who a president should be able to grant a pardon to. Is that something that you think both parties could agree upon?
Well, I think, first of all, the House needs to come back in session. Mike Johnson has now canceled the House of Representatives for 39 straight days. We are in day 28 of a House shutdown. They are literally not here. The president is overseas, as I just said, and they are about to cut off food assistance to millions of Americans. And so I think it's bizarre that Chairman Comer is going on TV talking about an investigation into a former president who's not even a sitting president over a non-issue, while literally Americans are about to starve.
So the reason that SNAP is running out of funding, understand there's a disagreement about the contingency plan. And whether
it's not a disagreement. Literally, Congress approved money for this scenario. The White House is choosing to let Americans go without
the Agriculture Department argues that the contingency funds, $6 billion, is there for natural disaster. I know that that's disputed. But if you are so concerned about SNAP funds running out, why not ask Democrats in the Senate to vote to open up the government? And then the SNAP funding would go. I mean, I understand the dispute about the contingency fund, and that's a real dispute. And that's $6 billion that could fund the SNAP program for 2 to 3 more weeks. But if we're actually talking about long term, why not have Senate Democrats vote to open up the government?
Well, so first of all, I filed legislation in the House of Representatives today. Even though Mike Johnson has shut down the House, there are pro forma sessions happening on the House floor. And today, I filed the snapback legislation that would force the administration to release those funds, to not cut off EBT cards to millions of Americans, and that would reimburse states and tribes. So I'm doing my part here in the House, but I cannot vote for a bill until it comes to the House, and Mike Johnson has shut down the House, and the president is nowhere to be found. Now, I'm a former OMB official, and I can tell you that OMB is breaking the law right now. Congress has appropriated the dollars, and state attorney generals have filed suit today in federal court to compel the administration to release those funds because they are breaking the law. And we know that they know that they're breaking the law because just a couple of weeks ago, they moved funds into WIC to save WIC. But they think that they can use the hunger of children to try to leverage Democrats rather than feeding 42 million Americans. And we're not going to stand for it. We're going to sue them. We're going to use the courts. We're going to use Congress. And we're going to do everything we can at the community level to make sure that Americans can put food on the table this weekend.
Should the Democratic,
and we're not going to stand for it.
Should the Democratic senators from New Mexico, your home state, vote to open the government so that these SNAP funds are not at risk?
Let me be clear. The administration is choosing to starve American children with money that they already have appropriated.
I'm not applauding their
tactics.
By
the White House. Well, this is a choice by the White House.
This is also, Congresswoman, this is also a choice by Senate Democrats to not vote to open the government. Yes, it is. I understand why they're doing it. They're doing it because they want Medicaid funds restored. They're doing it because they want Obamacare premiums to be extended past the end of the year. I understand the reasoning.
Sir, let me just be clear. The money for contingency plans is sitting there. That is why the states are suing. The White House is withholding funds from
2 to 3 weeks worth of SNAP funds. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it may not be a big deal to you, but let me tell you that for the grandparents, for grandparents that literally are feeding their children,
my point is that it's a short-term solution.
In those accounts,
it's a short-term.
At the end of the day, people need to be able to feed their families, and Saturday is when those funds run out, and we are fighting
Congresswoman,